Hey, you guys. Let's see if I'm live. Yep, there I am. Hey, guys, how's it going? We have a few minutes for people to come on. I hope everybody is well. Okay, so you guys, it has been a challenge. I've been trying to get on it to do a live. Hey, Sherry. Um, to kind of talk about what's coming up for Urban Chic Travelistas, what I've been up to. I know you guys, hi, cousin. I know you guys have been following my little journey to Ghana and everything the last couple months. I've been back since mid July. And then my group, we went to a couple of days stopover into Casablanca, Morocco. So, so it's been busy since I've come back, uh, and everything because I've been updating my websites, and I have a whole bunch of other projects that I'm trying to do. Uh, and everything. So it's been a little bit challenging for me to come on and kind of give an update on what's going on with me and how the travel business is doing and things that you can actually join me on. So finally got some more trips up on the website and things. So I want to talk about those and everything. You all know that I've been spending a lot of time in Ghana. And so I've added some more packages on to Ghana and things because it was just an amazing experience. I can't even quite describe it. I intentionally kind of waited to go on a lot of the tours that my clients went on when they came over and met me in Ghana. And I did that intentionally because some of these things I wanted to kind of experience at the same time with them. So, pretty much outside of maybe the Slave Castle in Cape Coast, uh, I kind of just stayed back and didn't really go on my own to do a lot of things um, that we all experienced together. And I'm telling you, it was like one of the best experiences ever. Could not ask for a better group to experience everything that we did in Ghana. It was really truly one of my favorite trips that I've ever taken. And you guys know that I go to Ghana quite often and everything. So it was amazing, you guys. I can't even put into words. So I wanted more people to really experience what we did when we were in Ghana for our tour. And so, but we changed up a few things on the tour. So that was kind of important because now that I've gone on a tour for like 9 days and things like that, there was some things that I wanted to kind of add into it and everything. But so it's a little bit different from what we're doing, what we did this year, and just kind of adding some more things as far as the experience in Ghana. So if you're interested in going to Ghana, you have like 3 ways that you can do it, and almost a fourth way because there's another thing that I'm working on with someone in Ghana for business or entrepreneurs that's coming up in February. So I'll tell you about that as soon as we have everything solidified. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to come over to Ghana and do participate in a entrepreneur business type seminar and then do some touring as well that I'm helping one of my dear friends with an initiative for that in February. And so I will keep, people abreast of that as well. So as soon as we kind of get everything laid out and confirmed. So, but that's just something I'm involved with on the travel end of that. It's not really my trip, but I am helping with that and everything. So, but yeah, so next year I am doing another trip to Ghana, which will, and I'll kind of go backtrack because there's trips before that that'll happen. But next October, 5th through the 16th, which includes your travel dates, I will be taking another group to Ghana and we'll be visiting Accra, Elamina Castle, Cape Coast, and then we're adding on Kumasi. And we're also going to be staying at a one of the really nice eco-friendly resorts for our last night in Ghana that we went to this year and stuff. And it was really nice and amazing and a good way to kind of end the trip uh, and everything. This time around, we are including with the trip with Ghana your lunch and your breakfast for all the days that we're there for the full day. So that will be included in the rate. The gratuity for our tour guides and everybody that we come into contact with that is sharing their expertise. We've included that also into the rate. So you don't have to worry about these small things and having to constantly like exchange money out and things like that. We don't really want you to have to do that. So other than that, you'll just be basically paying for your dinners. Um, and then everything else will be covered along with your your accommodations and everything. So the only extra things that you would have to pay for is your visas, your yellow fever shot if you've not had one before your travel uh, insurance, which I do require those required travel protection on any hosted trips and things just to make sure that if you are canceling for a covered reason that you can get your money back because these trips are non-refundable. So we want to just make sure, and if anything happens to you while we're away, that you are able to get, medical treatment and things like that as well, and also be able to pay for it. So those are the things that will, we can cover later on. So the other two times that we're doing a trip is I'm actually partnering with one of my travel agent friends in 2025, and we're actually doing a trip because we do have a lot of people, clients, and then people that follow us that are teachers or people that cannot go during the year on some of these trips. So we do have two other opportunities. Myself with Michelle Alls of Awesome Travel. She is going to be partnering with me to two Ghana trips, and so we have trip 1 and 2. One is July 12th through the 23rd in 2025, and so you'll have the opportunity to go during the summer if those dates fit you better. And then the other opportunity is in October 25th through the November 5th. And again, all of these includes your travel dates with it, so that way you know exactly how many days total that you'll need to be off. And so it includes all your travel dates from the time that you need to leave. If you wanted to add a day into, going into New York and then flying out the next day, then it includes that as well. So you have a good idea how much time you're going to need off. And so those are like three good solid times that you can come to Ghana if you want to. And you'll probably see me doing trips more and more maybe once a year at least in Ghana, because I'll be going back and forth to Ghana and things. And I'm going to talk a little bit about um, working remotely and the things that I'm doing in that arena as well, especially for other melanated women. And so, just to kind of come back, the other trips that were added to the website is the 2024 Unwind and Relax Getaway. And those trips are going to be based in Mexico and the Caribbean, and probably some in South America. I wanted to make some trips that weren't as long as the trips to like Ghana and Greece and other places that's a little bit more challenging for people to come on because there are too many days that they would have to take off from work. And so I wanted to create some really fun trips for people that really wanted to travel within a group and just kind of have some fun. So that first trip is going to be to Puerto Vallarta. I know that you guys probably followed me, and I went to Puerto Vallarta this year, and it was really amazing. I really, really liked it. It's definitely different from going to the Cancun area and everything. It's probably a little bit more closer to visiting Cabo, but not as, I feel, as busy as it gets in Cabo and things like that. Just really amazing vibes in Puerto Vallarta. So I'm doing an all-inclusive trip in July 18th through the 21st, and you can actually add on however many days. So it's 3 nights, 4 days trip, and you can actually add on additional nights if you want to do that. All for $100 deposit per person. We'll have a really good time, all inclusive on your drinks. Your food is all included into that. Airport transportation. We'll be doing a day boat party. There's also I'll have a professional photographer. So we'll take pictures on the beach, and that way, you'll have something to kind of commemorate your trip and things like that. I wanted to get a professional photographer involved with that. And then we'll also have an optional bar crawl. So if you want to get off the resort a little bit more and enjoy the nightlife, then we'll have an optional bar crawl that you can actually pay for in addition to, uh, the package. So that will be available as well. Again, I wanted to kind of create some trips that are not as lengthy, that people can go to. And so those trips are, like, again, I said, they're going to be really based mostly in, even probably even Canada at some point, but they're going to be mostly based in North America, which would include Mexico, Caribbean, and not too domestic, because I don't really do a lot of domestic trips at all. And then they'll be in South America, so Colombia and some other places that are in the same time zone as America, because I think that those are a lot easier to get to. And in some aspects can be a lot less expensive than even going to the Caribbean, depending on where you're going. So, um, so that's going on. Next year is the 2024 Unwind and Relax Getaway to Puerto Vallarta. And then we have Greece that's coming up next year in September, actually September 14th to the 23rd. In 2024, I have about 4 seats left in this trip. And so if you want to go to Greece and everything, we're going to Athens, Mykonos, and Santorini. You'll also have the option to do some additional tours and some of the stops, but then we're also including the option for you to include the flying dress experience. And so if you have not seen that iconic flying dress experience, which I believe it started in Santorini, where you see the women with these really long, beautiful dresses that's just kind of flowing in the air, and they're on the iconic, white and blue, buildings in Santorini, then you'll have the option to do one of those amazing, iconic picture, professional photo shoots and things like that. And so I'm really looking forward to that because I think that is just an amazing way to kind of commemorate your trip to Greece is to do the iconic flying dress experience on top of that. And then once again, after that, in October, I'll be in Ghana. If you want to go to Ghana, definitely would be the time to go ahead and secure your spot for Ghana in 2024, which is in October 5th through the 16th, 2024. If you are a travel advisor, and so there's an opportunity for you to come over early on that October tour so you can do site inspections with me and my amazing tour operator. We're going to give you all the tools so you can actually be able to sell Ghana, because Ghana is one of those places that is really challenging if you don't have the right people on the ground. Um, and where it's not as expensive in some aspects and stuff. So we're giving you all the tools to be able to sell Ghana, and including giving you access to professional pictures by a professional photographer that you can actually use in order to market your trips. So there'll be some other things too. We'll give you a full list of different hotels that you can actually have access to. So it's going to be a really big thing that you'll come over like about 3 to 4 days before my group comes over, and then you can join my group and everything on those tours, so you can kind of get a feel for what happens on the tours, because nothing's going to really change during those tours. They're going to be the same way, regardless if it's all travel agents or not. But I'm only going to be holding a couple spots for travel advisors that want to come over, probably about 4 and things. So if you can't stay the entire time, then there will be opportunities. I'll actually create a shorter packet for people that want to stay a certain amount of time as well. But like I said, starting next year, we'll be flying over to Kumasi for a day trip. We're not going to stay overnight there, but we will go to Kumasi because I think that's an important part of visiting. Ghana is to visit the Ashanti Kingdom. And so you really understand and see where kente cloth was, you know, originally made, and just the culture of it all, the Adinkra symbols and things, and understanding about how those came about and things, to just really get the history of everything that happens in Kamasi and the surrounding areas. So, so it's a little bit of a balance. Just kind of talk about again what my experience was in Ghana, going on the tours. It was just amazing. There was just so many different things that that we experienced, during our tour. That was just really like no other. I can't even explain it. And I've been on quite a few, tours and cruises and escorted tours and, all inclusives and things like that. But this was just above and beyond anything that I've ever experienced. And a lot of that is because of what Ghana means. And just experience, but it also had to do a lot with our amazing tour guide and stuff. He was just absolutely phenomenal. And so I definitely want, people to experience Ghana. And if you're going to experience, you got to experience it with my amazing tour guide, because he's the bomb.com. everybody got fitted for custom outfits while we were there, which is again a part of this package to Ghana. Anytime that you go on a trip to Ghana with me, you will get measured by Joshua and his team, and then they will actually have a final fitting by the end of the trip, and then we'll go back and do final alterations, and then your clothes will be ready by the time that we're ready to get back on the plane and head back to the U.S. So definitely a lot of things that are packed into the trip to Ghana, and so definitely want to give people the opportunity to go. Now, that leads to kind of what some other projects that I have going on. When we visited Ghana, and we came off of one of our tours and things, our amazing tour guide actually took us to a small village that's right outside of one of the tour stops that we had visited. Now you can't even get to this village because at some point we had to get out of our van to walk to the rest of the way. So the opposite direction, once we came down from our tour, the opposite direction was a small, tiny village of children, women, men, and things like that. You wouldn't even know that they're there. All of a sudden we're at this this site, and we're seeing these small kids, and I'm like, where are these kids coming from? Because we are way back you know um at this site and stuff, and I'm like, where's these kids coming from? And so our tour guide have been donating to the small village. Once they came out of the pandemic, and tour guides were able to actually hold tours again. He had the thought of starting to donate to a particular village and everything. And so he was generous enough to share that experience with us. And I promise you, it was like the best part of our trip. That was so unexpected. We didn't know that he was going to do it and things, but he felt like we were like a really good group to share that experience with. And so, to see these kids that were, this stays in a small village, they don't have a lot, but they were happy, and they were happy to receive, like, coloring books and pencils and crayons, and lightly used clothes, and just everything that they were given to them. That was amazing. And so, you have to kind of come on a trip, so my tour guide can kind of give you the backstory. But one of the things that really made him want to give back, not only because those small villages probably suffered even worse through the pandemic, and everything, but the small kid is coming up to him and asking him. He's thinking he's going to ask him for food or for money, but he asked him if the next time he came around, if he can bring him some books to read. And so um, with that, me and my small group that went, we really, thanked our tour guide for taking us on that and trusting us, to include us in that. And we were like, we wish we would have known, because we would have brought things over to donate to them. And so I really thought long and hard once I came back, what is something that I can impact, because I'll be going back and forth to Ghana quite a bit. And so when one of the people that actually went on the tour with me asked the tour guide, hey, how can I send, some things, he brought it to our attention that they're having a really big issue with sanitary products for girls, and that the government in Ghana has actually raised the taxes on sanitary products. And so that just didn't set well, because then I've had to buy sanitary products in Ghana, and they are kind of expensive. Even if I'm saying that and I can afford it and stuff, and I'm like, hey, this is kind of expensive. How do they, some people afford these? And so it really dawned on me during that trip is to, I feel like, providing disposable pads is just going to put them right back in the need of it. These girls are, that are starting their periods and things like that. It's embarrassing for them. Some of them, especially if they live, and these humble villages and they don't have a lot, they're having to figure out how to actually get them. How can they afford them over buying food or, and things like that. And so I decided to partner with my travel operator that's in Ghana, and also with the guy that makes our clothes, which is Joshua from Gucci Body Line. And so we decided, that we were going to make reusable sanitary pads, which is pretty easy to use and stuff. We're looking for the materials now. And so within that, I'm starting a initiative called Project Black Butterfly. And so I will actually be giving a portion of what I get in commission from all of my hosted trips and putting it towards this project, Black Butterfly. So these girls, so I can keep this going and I can continue to actually have these reusable sanitary napkins made in Ghana and things like that. So it can just kind of keep it going because it gets really expensive to actually ship things over to Ghana. And so in order to do that, I'm partnering with them to see if we can kind of make a difference. And so I will have like a donation link and things up on the website at some point. So anybody that wants to actually, buy a little package of three for a girl, or just donate whatever you want, then you'll be able to do that through me and then myself and my tour guide and you know and the guy that's helping me to make them. We will make it happen and everything. So that's kind of what I'm doing. The other part of that is that a lot of times when I was in Ghana, and this was a thought that was in my mind before I actually went to Ghana, but it kind of solidified everything that I was kind of doing. One of the questions that I was asked a lot is, dang, you've been over to Ghana for a really long time. When are you coming home? And things like that. So, and I found myself like repeating this a lot. Um, I when you work 100%, for yourself or for someone else remotely, there are no limits on where I can work and for how long I can work in one place. As long as you are capable of having steady Wi-Fi and everything, for the most part, and you have all the equipment in order to do so, there are no limitations on how often you can travel or anything like that, because I can really pretty much do everything as if I'm in the United States, including working with my clients. It's just that I'm usually in a different time zone for the most part if I'm outside of North or South America. That's the only difference with it. So I want to normalize that. I've gone on other platforms where they actually encourage this, as far as working remotely and everything, for longer periods of time. And so I will also be doing the same thing, but this is going to be a platform for melanated women to encourage you to actually, you know, work somewhere else, experience life in the lens of another country, and really make that a priority, not only making your money, but also making memories. I think that is so important that we are not waiting until we are old and we can't even enjoy traveling in order to see the world. And there's definitely ways for you to do that remotely. You don't have to, not all jobs require you to go, on site. There are definitely jobs that will allow you to work from wherever you want to, and they don't even care. Um, so I want to normalize that, and also the other caveat is that I want to also have a community where I am able to support other Black women entrepreneurs, like with their services, professional services, or, if they're an author, or if they help you, kind of get your business together. Maybe they're mentors or career coaches or whatever they are, and you have that business for yourself. I really want to create a community. And also, on the other side of that, this is also a community that is on the move as well, that will go out and do a retreat, or can have the capability to stay, in one spot and everything for, no less than 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks at a time. If you are one of those women that is contemplating moving abroad, becoming a digital nomad, but you really haven't stayed out of the country for, 2 weeks to a month or longer, then this probably will be the group for you. It's called Remote Her. I am putting the final touches on the website right now. As far as the travel side of it, I'm still working on the community aspect of it. And so we will definitely have trips and things like that. We'll have some domestic retreats. And these will be more luxury, because I think that one of the things that I feel like we don't do enough of is pamper ourselves. And so, and go to certain places within the United States. We have a lot of different places within the United States that are amazing. And so I really want to create opportunities for extended weekend trips for these melanated professional women to come together and support one another, hang out, and things like that. And just, just hang and support one another, but then also opportunities outside of domestically, or the Caribbean and Mexico and things like that, that you can actually travel with a group and kind of get your feel of actually living and working for an extended amount of time, but also having all of the things that you would need to do that as well. Um, so I definitely want to really work on that. And there'll be some other opportunities within that, where you'll be able to work for an extended amount of time, but you'll also be doing cultural heritage tours, and just go out and having dinners, and seeing what the nightlife is like, and also just meeting locals and things like that. So you'll be able to do other things as well that will infuse some of the tour opportunities in there. It's just not going to be like a regular, like one of my hosted trips, or if you went out on an escorted tour, because if you're supposed to be working remotely, then you got to work. And so again, you're going to start seeing some things from me called Remote Her. And that is going to be an opportunity that's going to have, it's a part of the community to support other Black entrepreneurs and women that work remotely. So you don't have to be an entrepreneur, but you do have to be ready to move into working remotely, or you're already working remotely for someone else. So you don't have to own a business. You can just work remotely in order to do this. So um, so that's what's happening with me. Still working on my website as well, VIP Global Gifts and Services. And so that will actually give you the opportunity not only to buy things that I've created. I left my water thing back there so you can't see it. But I started doing like some tumblers and things for other travel agents. So that's kind of how that got started. But then I also wanted to build the opportunities for the entrepreneurs that I was coming into contact specifically in Ghana, but I'll be going to different parts of Africa as well. So you guys will start to see me at different parts of Africa. Um, and hopefully I'll be able to link with other, local business owners and things and be able to share what they have to sell and things. So you'll start to see that as well. And hopefully I'll have that together by October, sometime in October. So it'll be up before Christmas and things. So some really amazing products and things like that you can buy. So a lot on my table, right? So that's kind of what I've been up to, been busy, busy, busy on my end. You can definitely catch up. And like I said, all of the trips that I have on the website, you can put down $100 deposit to secure your spot and things. You do have a payment plan that you are able to make payments, so you don't have to come up with all the amount in one payment. You can spread it out, and then you'll have obviously a deadline, a final payment due date, and things. So you can definitely do that, and then also um, Friday you can join me and two of my travel agent friends, Tiffany Vincent and Michelle Alls. And so Tiffany has her travel business, which is Trip with Tiff Travel. And then Michelle is Awesome Travel. And so we three ladies, travel divas, um, will be on live on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to talk about how travel advisors help their clients become travel ready and things like that, and what services we offer, along with some current topics that have to do with travel to kind of help you out in that realm as well. And so you'll see us every once in a while. We'll probably come together and do some Facebook Lives. So you guys can ask us questions about travel and things like that. We're definitely going to talk about when you're planning trips and things like that, how much time, and I'll kind of briefly talk about this, but how much time should you actually allot yourself depending on where you're going? So that's always a big thing, especially here of late. And so, but I will give you this little nugget, and I'll repeat it again on Friday. If you are going anywhere outside of North America, and also anything that's within our time zone in North America, and so South America would actually be a part of that. If you're going outside of North and South America, you need to add on travel days and a rest day. So if you say that I want to go somewhere in Europe or Africa, Asia, anywhere, um, to the west, or I guess further east, if you're looking at the map. then you need to make sure that you are giving yourself adequate enough time to get to the destination, to rest at the destination and stuff, because you're going to be losing hours. And then also time to actually explore. More than likely, anything outside of the Caribbean and, places like that, places that are not specifically like resorts areas, places that you just sit and chill type of areas, like the French Riviera would be one of those places that you would just kind of sit and chill. Um, do some excursions and things like that. Uh, Outside of, if you were going to maybe an island in Greece and things like that. These are going to be very busy and hectic schedules. They are more meant for you to be on escorted tours, regardless if they're private tours or if they are on a group tour, just with random people. And so you really, really have to give yourself time. And not only for you to get to the destination, but also to rest once you get to the destination for that first day, because you're not going to hit the ground running. So, time is definitely a factor. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, how to prepare for a trip, how travel advisors help you to prepare for, to get your passport ready, as far as ready to travel and things like that, and what benefits you get from there. Um, and again, just some things, that random stuff that's been happening in the news, like United Airlines had to ground all of their flights. I think that was last week, and things that you can do, and how travel protection will help you in those situations. And so we just want to make sure that everybody's informed. And then not only that, you're getting like three amazing travel advisors instead of just one on these calls and things like that. So that's amazing within itself. And so I always tell y'all that, when you're working with travel advisors, you're not just getting one, you're getting a whole tribe of them and stuff. And that is very, very much true. Um, and even myself, you know, love helping other travel advisors so their clients will have amazing, trips and things like that. And so I get a lot of questions about Ghana and other parts of Africa because it seems like I'm coming quite the specialist in that area and things like that. Some in Europe as well. So, and I never mind, helping other travel advisors out. So their clients will have an amazing, you know, vacation and make great memories and things like that. So we tend to help one another in those ways and things. So that their clients will have a really, really positive experience. So it happens all the time. So, anyways, you guys, you can visit my website, urbanchictravelistas.com. I will put that into the chat and everything. Trip today. Okay, so we'll definitely put that out there and things. So glad I can kind of catch you guys up on some things. Again, Ghana was just an amazing experience. You'll definitely see me there more. Probably multiple times throughout, the upcoming year and thereafter. So get used to it. Get used to not asking me when I'm coming back. I ain't coming back. So, but I am coming back, but I'm gonna be staying out there. So And matter of fact, you will actually see me. You'll actually see me. You will actually see me in Amsterdam again. So just kind of telling you where I'm going to be next year. You will actually see me in Amsterdam in March. And then I'm praying that I will just be staying out there because these flights are ridiculous. But I plan on going from there to Cape Town, South Africa. And so there's an event that I want to go to out there. So instead of coming back, then I'll probably make my way to Cape Town and do some touring, some site inspections and things like that, while I'm kind of awaiting my event to happen that I want to go to. And then somewhere there will be a Ghana visit. Not sure if it's going to happen in January of next year, and then I fly to Amsterdam and then to Cape Town, or I don't know. So, or if I will just visit Ghana, since I'll be in the continent of Africa from Cape Town. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. And then you guys will come along with me and see everything that I'm doing. And kind of follow me along. And so hopefully in Amsterdam, I will get a chance to go stay in one of, a bed and breakfast or something in the countryside, because I enjoyed that the most. You all know that like last year, around this time, I went to Europe for the first time. So me and my friend Lashandra, we went to London, Paris, and Amsterdam. By far, Amsterdam was my favorite out of the three, and then London, and then actually Paris was at the last one. And so I didn't hate Paris. I just didn't. I think if I would have just did an escorted tour for the day in Paris and just hit the highlights, I would have been fine. So it's just not, one of my things. Once you see the Eiffel Tower, you can see the Eiffel Tower. So one of the things I did love is the fact that we went to a soul food restaurant and I got some red Kool-Aid. And yes, I did buy a picture of red Kool-Aid in Paris at a Greasy Spoon soul food restaurant. Sure did. Um, so, but not to take away from anybody's experience, there's definitely things that you can do in Paris, but it was by far probably the most expensive part of the trip and things, when we're comparing. And we spent about the same equal amount of time in London, Paris, and um, Amsterdam. So, but Amsterdam, I felt like there's so many things, that you can see, and it was just really amazing. It was just an amazing experience going to the countryside, and Edam and different areas and things like that. It was really good. So I'm going to spend some more time at that. You'll get to see me on a river cruise. And so you'll get to see the difference with river cruise. We're not actually going to cruise on it, but it's just the event that I'm going to. And so we'll get the opportunity, me and one of my travel agent friends, Jamie, will have the opportunity to stay on a river cruise ship for a couple of days. So you'll kind of get to see that and what that all means and everything. So see what other, cultural heritage experience in the African persuasion that I can find in the Netherlands and things like that. I think that one of the things that I love to do, when I'm visiting other parts of the world, if I know that the slave trade has happened, in that area, I'm trying to find the history, or the Black history, or connect with Black folks somehow, or the other, just to kind of hear, that part of the story. I'm huge on that, especially when you go over to Europe. and you are definitely melanated and stuff, go off the beaten path and stuff and learn about the other cultures that's happening there. Definitely there's some pretty awesome tours that you can take in Paris, London, and everything. Sometimes they run on like specific days though, and that's probably the only thing about that. So in the Netherlands, you kind of got to see me go through Anne Frank's house, which has always been a dream of mine, to visit Anne Frank's house and stuff. And I had the opportunity to do that, and I'm so grateful. It was really, really good. And I really, truly enjoyed it and kind of learning more outside of what I've read in school. And so that was really pretty awesome, to really see all of that happening and stuff. And I just actually saw a a mini series or something that was based off of the lady that actually hid them, that was an employee of Otto Frank. I can't remember if it was on, I want to say it was on the Max channel and stuff. So if you see that, you should check it out. I cannot remember what the name of it is right off my head, but it was actually really, really good. So anyways, just learning, about Anne Frank and more of their lives and things like that. That was probably one of the highlights of going to the Netherlands. But y'all, the other thing, because at some point, less expensive to go shopping there, and you actually, it is duty free and things like that, to go shopping in the Netherlands and things like that. And if you overshop, then child, just buy a piece of luggage. It ain't gonna cost you much, and get your stuff back. Just pay for the extra luggage, or show up there with hardly nothing in one of your luggage. One of the two. So definitely, at some point we're going to do that. Now, y'all know that I actually pull out, make trips available. So probably at the beginning of 2024, I'm going to pull out 2026 trips. So 2026, I already pretty much know where I'm going. Um, we are definitely going to do a trip in 2026 to Portugal and Spain. We're definitely going to do that. And so you'll definitely want to keep your eye out on that. I'm trying to give people a lot of time, well over a year and a half, 2 years, to pay for their trips in advance. And so Portugal and Spain is definitely happening. And then I'm also considering, and I think I'm about 85% sure that I'm probably going to do a cruise through South Africa, because I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different and things. And so you can see, some of the islands outside of South Africa and things like that that are beautiful. That's on the other side of Madagascar and things. And so I think I'm going to do a tour, uh, a cruise. So keep your eyes out on that for 2026 and things, so you can kind of get your feet wet. And then we'll add on a few days to the South Africa, so we can go on a day safari, so you can see the big five and everything. And then we'll cruise around so you can see South Africa. So that will be amazing. So, anyways, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I got to come on finally and kind of talk about what I'm doing, what trips are coming up. Definitely check out the website. You'll see me marketing and putting some things out as a reminder about the upcoming things that I have going on. We'll be traveling a lot in 2024, because not only am I going to, like again, I said, Amsterdam, I'll be going back to Ghana a few times. I will be going to Cape Town, South Africa, and probably some surrounding areas. Um, Something else that I'm forgetting. Greece. Greece is next year. So that is going to be an amazing experience as well. Um, and everything. And then the year after that, it's going to be Ghana. You have two opportunities in 2025 to go to Ghana. Hopefully, either July or October will work for you. And then you can actually go on the Egypt trip back to back with Ghana in 2025 if you have the time to do so. You can actually do them both because they're going to be right back to back and everything. So we'll go from Egypt to Ghana in 2025. If you're interested in going and everything, then will literally be able to go from one place to the next. And so you just have to have be able to have the time to actually do it. And but you can actually get two countries within one trip and everything. So we're definitely going to be doing that as well. And y'all see my shirt? I have to point this out. I think it's backwards. It says, "Dear Black Girl, book that trip." Got this amazing T-shirt from my friend, my good friend Paris Lipsy Coley and stuff. She sent it to me in the mail and stuff because I'm always telling somebody to book that trip. So, anyways, you guys have an amazing week and an amazing evening and everything. Definitely reach out if you have any questions. If you are looking to have me help you book a trip, then definitely go to my website, urbanchictravalistas.com/quotes with an S, and then just go ahead and fill out the travel inquiry form, and it will walk you through the steps of setting up a complimentary discovery call with me, so we can talk more about your trip and how I can help you with your trip, and then the next steps and securing that trip. And so definitely want to get on my calendar and do that again for Greece. Greece is really selling, so we have four seats left for that. So if you want to go, then definitely make sure that you get your deposit in. We have Puerto Vallarta that's coming up next July. And everything is going to be a really fun trip. If you need a short kind of getaway for 3 nights, 4 days, then that is your trip. You can also add on additional days to that trip if you want to, and everything. So I definitely wanted to do a trip once I came back from Puerto Vallarta to do one in Puerto Vallarta because it's a pretty amazing place. So if you've never been to Puerto Vallarta, then you definitely want to go on that trip and experience it with a group and things. And so it's Puerto Vallarta, then Greece next year, and then there's another Ghana trip in 2024. Again, I will also be putting out information for travel advisors if you want to come over about 3 days before my group comes over. And so you can do a FAM where we do site inspections and things like that. We're going to be offering that. Me and my tour guide, who's amazing. You're going to love him. And then you'll have the opportunity to go on that tour as well. I'm only holding a few spots left for that and things, so you can do that. And then in 2025, we have Egypt and another Ghana and 2 opportunities to go to Ghana and things. I'll probably end up putting a trip somewhere in Mexico or the Caribbean in 2025 as well, somewhere in the summer as well. So you'll have to look for that. So if you want to, if 2024 doesn't work for you, 2025 hopefully will. So anyways, you guys, you have a great, amazing evening. I'm going to, leave it at that and have you guys join me on Friday, 6 p.m. Central. 6 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Central with Tiffany and Michelle. And we're going to talk about how travel advisors can help you to prepare you for trips and stuff and the benefits of working with one. So, you guys have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.